Hey everybody, this is the lesson for the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving break. So this is, I'm recording it on Monday, so this will apply to just about everybody, but you may have to flip-flop and do the other thing on Tuesday if need be. So eventually what's going to happen is you're going to work out of page 23 in the packet where there's more practices for the writing concepts that we have been practicing in class. So when you're in class, you'll be working on numbers 7 and 8. When you are online, there's something, an assignment posted in Schoology that you'll be working on and you'll be turning in. So I'm just going to go back to an example before we come back to page 23. And this is going back a little ways. I believe this is out of packet page, yeah, it looks like it's like 12. But it goes all the way back to some of those first examples that we were working with for presenting text evidence. So in this case, this yellow stuff was on page 119. You had to dig around for like what was happening during that moment. And ultimately, a writer could come up with this. So they need a transition. For instance, Christmas, teaches them to handle them. Atticus tells Jem one day, there's my attributive tag, there's the evidence that we presented, and the citation, which is on page 119. So we've been practicing presenting text evidence for a while now. These are the concepts important to us. This is essentially what you're going to end up working on today as well. Just on brand new practices. So in number 4, same thing, it's out of the end of chapter 11, and I found it. Here it is. I wanted you to see something about her. I wanted you to see what real courage is instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. And it's that same quote came off of page 149. So I've already taken care of the citation there, but when you read around page 149, one of the things you have to realize is that, well, what's happening? And Jem says, a lady, after all those things she said about you, a lady, and you may remember that Atticus forced Jem to go and read to Mrs. DuBose after he took Scout's baton and destroyed her flowers. Of course, she was talking trash about Atticus, and she was just kind of mean, but there were some things that Atticus wanted Jem to see about Mrs. DuBose, despite the fact that she said some terrible things about Atticus. So this writer, you can't use all of that for your lead-in, but you're trying to present some of that information as you read around. Maybe. And in this case, the transition, however, is just selected off that list. So we're just practicing using different transitions. In this case, this writer has come up with. However, when Atticus made him spend time with Mrs. Why he made him spend time with Mrs. DuBose. And there's my attributive tag. There's the direct quote. It's already there for you. So we are practicing the transition, the lead-in, the attributive tag, and the citation. In this case, though, if you're in class on Monday, we are concerned about number 7 and number 8. So if you're in class on Monday, this is what you're working on. If you're in class on Tuesday, this is what you're working on. And when it's your online day, we are working on submitting something in Schoology. So let me just show that to you. See if I can find it. This looks like it's it, I hope. Yeah. So it doesn't, I know this is period 1, but this could be any period. So down at the bottom, because it's the most recent thing, we've got transition through citation practices 5 and 6. We are essentially working on the same thing that you were just working on or just saw out of the packet. So in this case, see if I can zoom out just a touch, fit more of this on the screen. So practice number 5 is right here. Practice number 6 is right here. And it looks like this one comes out of the end of chapter 15. This one comes out of the end of, the middle of chapter 17. And let's say you wanted to set up this field right here. This is where your answer is going to go. Here's what I suggest. So just copied that text, just setting up so I know where number 5 and number 6 are going to go. Copying this to help my answer. So that's where number 5 will go. Same thing, copying, setting up number 6. Now you can't just submit it as is. Of course, there's still a good deal of work that needs to be done. But this is 5 and 6 right here. And let's say that you were working on number 5 first. It comes out of the end of chapter 15. I found it ahead of time. It's like 206 or something like that. Yep. Like the top of page 206. So let's say we were working on number 5, which is out of the end of chapter 15. Let's see. We're gonna just move this period because that's part of the job that you need to do. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more now. So now that I'm doing some writing, get rid of that mark of punctuation because it goes here in the citation, which is Lee 206. Period on the outside. I'm picking a transition off of the list. I'm looking at it in my packet. It's like around page 11 or so, somewhere around there. So I'm going to go with furthermore, comma. So their goal is to try to make these bold when they're online. Do we need a lead in? Yeah, we need a lead in. And for you, writing a lead in that starts with the word when, a lot of times it's like when this happens, comma, and then the attributive tag. Not going to tell you whose words they are, but you'll eventually have a good answer here. Something along the lines of so-and-so says, whose ever words those happen to be. Same thing here. It looks like we have 2 attributive tags because, well, it's a conversation. Then, try that again. See if I can maintain the blue. Not that it's a big deal. I don't think I'm gonna because I just already messed up the selecting. Then, so-and-so says, and then, of course, that's what it would look like for tackling number 5. Obviously, you need an actual lead in. You need an actual attributive tag here, another actual attributive tag here. But by the time you're done, you will have number 5 completed with a transition, a lead in. And it looks like in this case, number 5 needs 2 attributive tags. And then same thing with number 6. And then you would hit submit, which typically is, I don't know, somewhere up here, when you're done. When you're done. So one day you're in the packet working on 7 and 8. Another day you are online working on 5 and 6. As you can see, 5 and 6 are the ones that are online. That's really all I needed to show you. So both of those things are due by the time you eat any turkey or stuffing for Thanksgiving. So the actual due dates are Tuesday evening. So you can definitely do it as long as you put in the time in class. Good luck. Send me any questions that come up.